Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today I want to talk about a very interesting card that most people have really looked over, without enough patience, in my opinion. And it is the Druid Legendary introduced in GVG. It is Malorne. It's the 7 for the 9/7 Beast in the Death Rattle. When he dies, you shuffle him back in your deck. This allows you to pretty much play Druid Mill, never really run out of cards, as when this card dies, he goes into your deck, and if you're going into fatigue mode, it pretty much stops you from taking fatigue damage that turn. So, people have figured this stuff out, but they haven't really played it. One, Druid Mill is not really a thing, and two, this card doesn't really have the best balanced stats, and often the Death Rattle won't actually work, because even though you may play it once, you'll probably die before you draw it again. But I do think there's much more to this card after playing GVG the last few weeks. I have encountered this a few times, and to be fair, I haven't really been disappointed in any time that I really encountered. In fact, I've been really surprised at how strong overall the card is. And today, I think we should give it a fair treatment. We're going to go over the card, all the good things about it, and, well, the bad. And, of course, most of the bad is that, you very often don't get to use the Death Rattle effect, and the stats aren't really the greatest. When it comes to attack on creatures, if you're going for board control, that kind of stuff, 6 is really the most you want. Creatures that have more than 6 health are usually ones that are going to die to the removal in your deck, so it doesn't really matter that they have more than 6 health. And if creatures have more than 7 attack, or exactly 7 attack, they're vulnerable to big game hunters. So it's kind of a weakness in some sense to have 7 or more attacks. So in that sense, while the stats budgeting, it's a lot of stats for 7 mana. It's 16 worth of stats. That's insane. But because they're budgeted quite poorly, people kind of look away from this card. So understandably, there are some bad things about this card, but people have really overlooked the good things. Playing against this card, I have actually lost some spectacular games, and I'll show you a good example of one after I'm done talking here, where the issue becomes in the drawn-out control matches that you don't have enough removal for this type of creature. So as I mentioned, when it comes to a creature more than like 6 health, something like that, you usually use hard removal. Well, okay. Well, let's say you're playing Priest. You're going to death it. And if they draw it again, you're going to death that, but then you don't have any more Shadow Word deaths. And if they draw this or they draw something else, it becomes a problem. You don't actually have any way to deal with these cards. And that's really the strength of the Death Rattle that people don't really see. The reason they don't really see it is that games with Druid often end with the Combo Wombo, the Savage Roar, Force of Nature, much sooner than the Druid deck runs out. But I feel while it's not a thing right now, in Constructed, it may be a thing in the future, as with GVG, this kind of theme has been brought into existence where Druids can pretty much outlast every other class. And this card really goes along that line. So there are a few other cards that were introduced, namely is the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life makes it so if you have some card draw, especially have some card draw for your opponent with the Grove Tenders, that kind of stuff, you can almost always go through the majority of your deck just because you have to die twice over, for instance. It kind of works with Malorne. It kind of enables the Death Rattle to trigger. And there's other cards that synergize with Malorne. There's the Druid of the Fang. Malorne's a beast. You kind of got that going. Some of the other beasts are pretty strong as well, though not enough so that Druid of the Fang is a thing yet. But you have to keep this in mind. Like, while Malorne is easy to remove, its Death Rattle doesn't really work. If you specifically make a deck for that, well, I haven't successfully been able to do that too well. But if you do, conceptually, would kind of work. Like, there's a lot of things that go in the same direction, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we're going to see some Constructed play, despite the fact that, in the general, even in the ramp Druid, the Ancient of War is usually a little bit better, and that's really the competition for the 7 slot. While the 7 slot across Hearthstone is very, very poor, Ancient of War, now with Dr. Boom as well, Malorne didn't really make it in the right time. But Malorne does also have a very big showing in Arena. In Arena, if you play Druid, if you play very conservatively, you often do go to the very bottom of your deck. And Arena is kind of that game where you kind of win yeah, if you rush them down, all that kind of stuff. But you usually win if you just have a little bit more late game in your deck than the opponent. And this is hard to do because you still have to beat the people that try to rush you down. So, you got to have like 3 or 4 big creatures, like Boulder Fist Ogre style creatures, or if you're Druid, creatures like Malorne will do. And in those games, when you're facing an opponent who's also playing the control game, who also has like 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 big creatures, if you're the Druid with Malorne, you'll basically always win. And the reason that's the case is the more the game draws out, the more you're going to repeatedly draw Malorne. And while it is a little bit of an RNG-based thing, it's basically like, it's 7 for a 9/7 in a game where your opponent's trying to rush you down, which is okay, decent stats. You might be able to push for lethal with it. But in the games where it's drawn out, it's like 3 Boulder Fists extra in your deck, and that's absolutely insane. So that's one thing to consider. The other is 9 attack, especially in arena, can't really be ignored. It's just too big of a threat to leave on the board. And yeah, sometimes you get like Big Game Hunter, that kind of stuff. Even in constructed with Big Game Hunter, if you take the game so far into the late game where you repeatedly play this card, I mean, how many Big Game Hunters can you have? Can you even run 2? Well, if you push for that type of play, this card will still outlast it. So it's some very interesting stuff. I am very pleased to see this type of card, even though it hasn't seen too much play. In fact, I don't think it's seen play at all in Constructed so far. But I think it's actually very good. I think we might see some kind of deck with it. I'll certainly try in the future when I have a bit more patience. The reality is, when you make a very, very slow Druid deck with Tree of Life, with just ramp up and all that kind of stuff, where you deck your opponent every single time, it's a really cool deck. It's a really cool idea, but it's pretty boring to play. It's just much easier to play rushy decks like Mech Mages, Mech Warlock, that kind of garbage. So I don't really have the patience. It's not efficient to rank up with that kind of deck. So yeah, it's got that disadvantage too, I guess. But overall, great card. And I have to say, the game I'm about to show you guys where this card was the star is probably the most outrageous, the most wild game I have played so far since the release of GVG. So I know you guys will enjoy it. Hope you guys try out Malorne when you have a chance, especially in Arena. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh my god, what a shitty Doomsayer. Oh, it's happening. Ping again. I have to play like super, super aggressive to stay in it. What the fuck? Okay. What the fuck am I facing right now? I don't know. I have a lot of spells though. I have to see this deck. This looks really cool.
I have returned.
Yeah, that guy's a little big right now. Kinda want a light bomb. Have a light bomb. I don't want a steel show. It's okay. It's gonna be a cool game, guys. Oh, come on!
Let me change your mind. You might feel a little tingle.
The gates are open.
Okay. Fucking return, dude. I just killed him, dude. Like, I can't deal with big creatures right now. I waste the light bomb with fucking Lorewalker Cho in play. Why did he just light bomb? Okay. I got +1 attack. Alright.
Mind if I roll need?
You can have a thought stew. We're gonna make this a great game, guys. Let's see.
Put this apple on your head.
Damn.
You might feel a little tingle. The shadow engulfs us.
Damn. Don't you fucking get Malorne, bro. Don't you fucking do it. I already killed him 2 turns in a row. That's a problem. Shadow or death, huh? I should've just killed the fucking Lorewalker show.
Time for a change.
Okay. I don't have that many things that are deathable in this, so it's not a big deal. Alright, so he's got my Thought Steal and my Death. I have a lot of useless cards in my deck, though, so I should be okay as long as he doesn't get, like, Dr. Boomer. Dude, he did draw him 3 times in a row! He was the 4th card! Are you fucking serious? How do you draw Malorne 3 times in a row? What?! It was the 4th card. I killed him, he drew him, I killed him, he drew him. Yeah, I'm trying some really shitty cards right now. That's actually gonna get deathed. Fuck me. I don't have mind control. I don't know how I can beat fucking Malorne. keeps drawing Malorne. I can't deal with this many big cards. Fucking every turn, 9-7. Yeah, the Hunter has Shadow or Death. He's playing Lorewalker Cho as well. Oh god. He got it off the web spinner. Huh. And he just keeps drawing it. Like, it's so fucking dumb. Don't you death my guy. Feign death. Goodbye! Oh, that was awesome! Okay, we're fine. Actually, it might not be fine. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to attack into that, not fail the 50-50, and if I fail the 50-50, it has to go face. Oh shit, not Thaddeus! You gotta be fucking joking, dude. What am I supposed to do right now? God damn it. That was a 1 out of 4. I couldn't afford to lose, but I lost. Dude, I've been so unlucky this game. This guy's drawn Malorne every single turn I kill it. It's 25%, because there's 50% chance to go off, and then 50-50 again. So I had to lose 2 50-50s in a row for that to screw up. I'm probably just gonna die to hero powers at this point. This guy's been so ridiculously lucky. There. I'll take that.
I have no time for games.
He thought stole my Sylvanas and taking thought steal. Oh my god, dude. Okay. What? He thought stole Sylvanas Shadow or Death from me? You gotta be kidding me! This is like impossible! Oh, and he misplayed. Well, shit. Alright. What do I got here? I don't fucking know, dude. Let's just do this. Who cares about healing? Kill that Undertaker. Damn. Okay. Undertaker lives. I'm dead to 2 damage. Am I dead now? There's Leopardnome. Yeah, he's got 2 Death Row creatures. Well, shit. What a dumb fucking deck to lose to. Oh, he's probably trying to BM me here. Ah, it's gonna leave. Fuck. Oh, he's probably gonna play the Malorne that he drew for the 4th time. Yeah, I lost the game to Malorne. Malorne off Web Spinner. I have no answer. He draws it 3 times in a row.